Yes, people, hope everyone is good. As you can see, it's a beautiful day today. Quite cold, but lovely weather, so down by the canal for a bit of a walk, and I thought I would fire off a couple of videos while I'm down here. First off, I just want to give a big shout out to Adios, one of my subscribers who actually gave me the idea for this video. He gave me a big list of ideas, which was really great, and there's some really good ideas in there, so I imagine I'll probably do videos on most of them. So massive shout out to Adios, thanks for them ideas, mate, they're great. So this one is going to be about the worst jobs I ever had, and when I saw this comment suggesting this, I thought, what a great suggestion for me, because believe me, I've had some terrible jobs, some mad jobs, some scary jobs. I have had some crazy job experiences, so I'm probably going to be able to get a few out of this, but today I'm going to talk about 3 jobs in particular. Now these are going to be 3 jobs that I did when I was in between college and uni. So me and 2 friends of mine signed up for a work agency, and they used to just send us just wherever we got sent, and some of those jobs were just absolutely horrendous. One of them, we got there in the morning, probably about 9, and we didn't even make it till lunchtime. The job was that bad. So I'll let you guess in the comment section which one out of the 3 that was, and I will reveal at the end which one it actually was. So the first really bad job that I did was working in a factory where they made stuffing that went inside chairs and cushions and things like that. Just basically just foamy, spongy, scratchy, itchy material. Now the first day I went in there, walked in, and the guy goes, "This is quite a boring job, you know, do you think it'd be alright?" I'm like thinking, God, what's this gonna be? "Yeah, should be alright, mate, should be fine." He takes me into this room. It's like being stood inside like just a big steel square tank, got a top on it, and it's just got a door on it, and then in the bottom 4 corners of it there's like these big holes. And actually we were just stood outside of it before we went into it. We were stood outside of it, and he pressed this button, and this sort of tank just completely filled up to the top with this stuffing. So if you can imagine a roof, it's probably 3 times the size of me, the height of me, 10 foot square, and it's just full of this stuffing material. And so he opens the door then, and you go inside, and you can just, you know, you basically just stood in the middle of this stuff, this material, this stuffing. It's up to your face and everything, and all you can see at the bottom left hand corner, there's like a big hole, and he presses another button, and it's like a big massive powerful vacuum, and it starts sucking the material into it. And all my job was to go in this room and feed this material, this stuffing, into this vacuum, like into this big hole. And obviously the room would start to empty, and as it got more empty, the other holes would become available, and you could put it into all of them. He goes, "It's quite a hard job this, you know." I thought, it don't look really hard, it just looks boring. I tell you what, after about an hour of doing that, my arms were falling off. It was horrendous. My wrists, my lower arms. And when I'd done that for the first day, oh my God, my bottom arms, my lower arms felt like Popeye. They were so pumped up, and oh God, but the next day, I couldn't move my hands. It was so painful, honestly, because you're just literally gripping, shoving it in the thing, gripping just over and over and over again. So that was the first worst job. So this is the next one, and this is a bit more entertaining in terms of how the job ended, because we actually got sacked from this job. That last one, I just went to it on my own. I wasn't with the other 2 lads. But this next one, there was 3 of us, and it was at a dog biscuit factory. And all you were doing all day was just sat at a table, and you had a little small conveyor belt in front of you, and it'd come along with dog biscuits on, you know, little tiny round dog biscuits, and you just had to put them into plastic trays. And there was, I think, probably about 16 on a tray, something like that. You just had to fill a tray and then put the tray on another conveyor belt, which would take it along. And that was the job all day, every day, just doing that, putting biscuits into plastic trays and putting them on a conveyor belt. My days, that was so boring. But you can imagine 3 of us all mates, we was just messing around, pissing about all day. And what we figured out was, if you put something else into the thing that didn't weigh exactly the same as the dog biscuits, it'd set the thing off, because obviously they don't want the, you know, it's quality control. They don't want things going through there that could harm the dog or anything like that. And we was putting all sorts in there, just bits of paper, anything that had set the machine, that stopped the machine, so that we could stop working for 10 minutes and piss about. But what we didn't know, there was like a gantry all around the factory at the top. They must have dickheads working there all the time like us that, you know, behaved like that. So they had this gantry around the top. They had managers stood up there, because they'd already warned us that whoever's doing this, you better stop it, otherwise, you know, you'll be out. But we just carried on doing it, putting all daft stuff in the trays. So they was watching us on the gantries, and then all of a sudden, somebody must have seen one of us do it, and they just come down, and you had like a smock on, and they just pulled them off us and said, right, you three, out. And they just launched us out of the place. We got sacked. As I was driving out, because I was just a dickhead back then, and so were my mates as well. I was driving, and as we was driving out, there's a big massive pile of boxes by the door, and I just backed my car straight into the boxes, knocked everything flying. Honestly, it must have been 300 boxes, big massive boxes of dog biscuits, just went everywhere, and we just drove off, just pissing ourselves laughing. So that was the second one. And the third one, there was just 2 of us, me and my mate. It was a factory where they made ready meals, you know, all sorts of different ready meals, like I think, like, you know, beef dinners and cottage pies and things like that. So he gets there in the morning, and he goes to my mate, right, you're in the butcher's, and he goes to me, you're in the chopping. And we're thinking, butchers and chopping, what the hell's that all about? Then we goes off our separate ways, and takes me into this room with this guy. Honestly, it looks like something out of, you know, that film Hostel. He's got big massive wellies on, big like rubber apron, blood all over it. It's like something out of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So he goes, right lad, once I've chopped these up in this bath, pick them up and throw them in that bath over there. And what he was doing was chopping up all different things like steaks, offal, so livers, kidneys, and just throw them in a big bucket of blood. The blood just splashed everywhere. And I had to pick them up out of this bucket and chuck them in another bucket. That was my job. Oh my God, it was absolutely disgusting. It was stinking. It was horrible. You were getting splashed up with blood. So I goes out, worked about 2 hours, something like that. Went out for a break for a cig, because I used to smoke back then. And seen my mate. And I'm like, what have they got you doing? He's like, oh, just throwing bits of meat about, it's disgusting. I'm like, me too. Should we get off? He's like, yeah. We just left. We left after about 2 hours, so that was the one where we lasted not even half a day. So there you go. They are my 3 worst jobs in between college and university. Hope you enjoyed that. I've got another couple of videos dropping later today, so check them out. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you later. Take care.